She said, "You're not man enough for my independence." I said, "You're right," filed for divorce, and moved her mom in. Victoria always talked about independence, financial independence, emotional independence, the whole thing. Cool with me. But after her promotion to senior manager, everything changed. She joined this group called the Phoenix Sisters, divorced women from her yoga class who met every Tuesday and Thursday at wine bars, talking about toxic masculinity and financial liberation. They called themselves women who'd risen from the ashes of marriage. Suddenly, I was oppressive for offering to grab dinner on the way home, controlling for reminding her about her oil change. At her company party, I overheard her telling a group of women, "Marriage is just legalized oppression. Men can't handle successful women." Someone asked about her husband, me. She said, "Oh, he tries, but you can see it bothers him that I'm catching up financially." I was standing 20 feet away. She knew I could hear. In the car, I said, "That was harsh." She replied, "The truth hurts." I asked what truth. I'd celebrated her promotion, supported her career. She said, "You're not man enough to handle my independence. Just admit it." Our anniversary? I'd made reservations at this place she'd mentioned wanting to try. When I told her, she laughed. Still trying to control everything? I already made plans with the Phoenix Sisters. We're doing an empowerment retreat that weekend. I said, "It's our anniversary." She said, "It's just a date. My personal growth is more important than some arbitrary celebration of an outdated institution." That's when I knew it was over. Then she started moving money from our joint account to her personal one. When I asked why, she said, "I'm protecting my assets from you. Men always try to control women through money." I told her I'd never stopped her from spending money, ever. She said, "You don't get it. You're not man enough to handle my independence. Real men don't feel threatened by successful women." I looked at her for a long moment and said, "You're right. I'm not man enough to handle your independence." I moved to the guest room that night. What she didn't know, I'd already called a divorce lawyer that afternoon, and I had a plan. See the house? It's not in both our names. It's only in mine. When we bought it, her credit was shot from student loans, the mortgage, the deed, everything solely under my name. We'd always said we'd add her later when we refinanced, but never got around to it. And her mom, Dorothy, lovely woman, 68 years old, living on Social Security in a sketchy apartment complex. Victoria always talked about helping her more, but never did. Too busy with the Phoenix Sisters. So after Victoria went to bed, I called Dorothy. "Hey, how would you like to move in with us? Victoria and I are getting divorced, but the house is mine and I have a spare room. Rent-free, of course." Dorothy said, "Victoria's going to lose her mind." I said, "That's her choice." I filed for divorce the next morning. Then I helped Dorothy move in that weekend while Victoria was at her empowerment retreat. Monday morning, Victoria came home to find her mother unpacking in the guest room. The explosion was spectacular. "What is my mother doing here?" she screamed. I said, "I invited her. She needs a better living situation. You can't just move people into our house." Dorothy calmly said, "Honey, he's giving me free rent. That's not manipulation. That's kindness." Victoria told her to stay out of it. Dorothy replied, "Don't talk to me that way. I'm still your mother." Then Victoria found the divorce papers on the bed. She came back downstairs. "You're divorcing me because I'm successful?" I said, "I'm divorcing you because you treat me like garbage." She said, "This is about money. You can't handle that I make almost as much as you." That's when I told her, "You make 105K, I make 110K, and I have about 400K in investments from before we met." Her face went white. She never knew about my investments. She tried taking furniture when she moved out. I had receipts for everything: the couch, the TV, the bed. She left with her clothes, some kitchen stuff, and one chair. As Victoria was leaving, Dorothy said, "Honey, you can stay if you apologize to Alex and get counseling." Victoria said, "I don't need to apologize to anyone. He's abusing both of us." Dorothy replied, "He's giving me free rent and treating me with more respect than you have in years."